Yo, what is happening, guys, and welcome back to the Let's Talk Final Challenge. You can tell by title and the thumbnail today, we will be talking about Misfits 20. That is right, Misfits 20, the event that literally just happened. I don't know when you're seeing this, but we'll say yesterday. And it was a good event. Had a lot of stuff on it. You know, it was originally supposed to be Darren Till versus Tommy Fury. And that fight fell through. Tommy Fury ended up pulling out because Darren Till said that if he was losing the fight, he was going to head kick him. Tommy Fury thought that was serious, pulled out because that's what Tommy Fury does. And then we were kind of left with who's going to fight Darren Till if Darren Till is still going to have a fight on this card. Anthony Taylor then stepped up and saved that card, thank God. So we actually got a main event. But the overall card, we got a couple fights added, couple fights taken away, couple fights had to get a replacement. But you know what? It ended up being a great event nonetheless. It obviously had the low-level YouTube boxing stuff, which was just they come in and swing for the fences. You had a little bit of skill, and you had a whole lot of WWE-type-esque bullshit. And that's what made it a great card. To talk first on the first fight that comes to mind is Little T versus Afghan Dan. And that was literally, if you're part of the UK scene, UK Ireland scene, and you grew up on fucking like Willany and all that on the side, man, you know who Lil T is, you know who Afghan Dan is, you know BG Media, because it was a thing back in the day where you had the likes of, I think it was like Millie B, Sophie Asprin, Little T, Afghan Dan, and there were just these like 12, 13, 14-year-old kids who rapped. And it was really bad. But they just talked about each other's dead relatives and Little T's famous line, which we're not going to repeat, you know, about what he's going to do to your little sister and that shit. Like, it was crazy. It was a crazy time on YouTube, but that's how Will and E blew up. And this was literally a match that, as soon as it got announced, everyone who grew up on that type of shit, everyone who knows who BG Media is, decided, okay, do you know what, this is YouTube. This is YouTube boxing right here. This is the perfect definition of it, and we were excited for it. Did we expect a high-level match? No. But did we get what we expected? Hell yes. Lil T came out, Lil T won by TKO, I believe it was. Afghan Dan came in spinning like a ballerina, throwing back fists, just doing what he was doing, brought that crackhead energy, and Lil T just came in and threw the biggest arm punches I've ever seen, literally just swinging for the heavens. But you know what? He ended up winning. It got the job done because Afghan Dan didn't know what the hell he was doing in that fucking ring. Every time he got punched, he just put his head forward to get punched again. And then he started spinning and doing all this crazy shit. But you know what? It was a YouTube boxing type fight because it was a meme. That's what it was. We didn't get into YouTube boxing for skill. We got into it for the beef, the meme, and the fucking, the overall meme of it, the overall laugh of it. And that's exactly what this was. So you know what? It got a tick in my books. It was a terrible fight, but the whole drama and entertainment surrounding it got a tick from me. Then we move on to the next fight. Sami Hamed, first round KO. This was easily predicted. You know, Sami Hamed, Prince Azim's son. Easily. I saw him fight in Dublin. I predicted him to win then. I predicted him to win here. He won in the first round. It was easy work. There's not much to say about it. He came in, got put against the person he was supposed to beat, and he made quick work from as he should. And that's what happened. Then we'll move on to the next one, which is Ty Mitchell. Shows some skill. And he wants Idris Fergus. Ty Mitchell obviously went into the fight against whatever the hell you'll call that man. I forgot his name. The guy who slapped Chase Damore and then had Chase Damore throw the best punch that he's ever thrown since being in the influencer boxing scene, and it wasn't even in a boxing ring. Sorry, I got interrupted there, but yes, no, he had Chase Damore throw the best punch we've ever seen since being in the YouTube boxing scene, and that's all I know about that guy. But Ty Mitchell literally came in, done exactly what he was supposed to do, showed off his skill, got the stoppage, and won the fight. Then we move on to, in my opinion, what was the most important fight, the fight of the night. The Wade Concept versus the Messiah Warrior. This was the one that I cared most about. Now, I know we got Darren Till and Anthony Taylor in the main event, and it was a great fight. And I was looking forward to that one, but the one I was looking forward to the most, more than any, because I really wanted Wade to win, was the Wade fight. Nothing against the Messiah Warrior, but it was just the Wade Concept. You either love him or you hate him. There is no in between. And I wanted Wade to come back to Misfits, win the fight, prove the point, and kind of give the big F you to Mams Taylor for constantly trying to talk shit on him, set him up, try to throw shit his way. That's exactly what Wade did. Wade came in this fight, and was it, he had about 5 weeks training. I believe he said about 5 weeks camp. And he came in and he looked good. For being his first fight, he looked good. Obviously working with BJ Flores, who trains the likes of Tristan Ham, who trains the likes of Josh Bruckner, that's in the YouTube boxing scene, and has also trained the likes of Jake Paul. When Jake fought Gibb, he trained Jake Paul. So, you know, BJ Flores, obviously, you know who BJ Flores is if you know boxing, but whenever it comes to training YouTube boxers, he's trained a couple good ones too. So then whenever Wade brought him into the camp, I knew he was going to do something. So obviously Wade came out, he looked good, it obviously went 4 rounds, and Wade came out, he used the jab very well. He was slipping a lot, I'll give him credit for that. Wade came out and he used the jab very well. He had good foot placement, he was on the back foot and he was waiting for him to throw, but he was also being aggressive at the same time, and he had good head movement. The Masai Warrior didn't actually connect a clean shot till about the 4th round. I don't think he connected a clean shot till the 4th round when Wade got gassed. And that is the one thing I took away from that performance in a negative term, which was Wade's cardio. Wade, first round, dominated, easy. Second round, dominated, easy. The 3rd round, he started to slow down a bit, but he was still using a bit of jab, he was still slipping, he was still using his footwork well, and he was still landing combos, and I would still give Wade the 3rd round. The 4th round is where I'd give the 4th round to the Masai Warrior. I'd edge it to him, because he came out and he decided to just put the pressure on him, because Wade was so gassed he couldn't throw anything. So Masai Warrior came forward, and you know what, Wade took a couple shots, showed he had a bit of a chin, showed that he still had the head movement and being able to slip even though he was gassed, and he survived, and that's all he needed to do, because the first 3 rounds is where he proved he was the better boxer. The first 2 rounds he won convincingly, and this ended up being a weight concept win, and that's exactly what I wanted. But he came out, as I said, good jab, good footwork, good slipping. BJ Flores taught him well in 5 weeks. On his first fight, 5 weeks. Very, very fucking good performance. Obviously the cardio, but you know what, you get better cardio with more time. The more he trains, the harder he trains, the better his cardio will get, and the better his skill will get. But for that being his first fight, I think Wade is going to be a good addition if he continues fighting, and if he selects opponents that are on his level and doesn't jump too far ahead. You know, I think Wade could be a good fighter in this scene. But yeah, I'll probably make a whole video breaking down maybe his fight. Maybe I'll be the breakdown. That's what I'll do. I'll reverse it. Wade usually judges boxers. We'll judge Wade. That's what we'll do. But yeah, man, shout out to Wade. Happy he won. But yeah, I'll probably do a video separately on all of that. Then we'll move on to the main event, and it's Darren Till versus Anthony Taylor. This one was an obvious winner, Darren Till. Now, I will admit I'll hold my hand in the sky and say I did pick Anthony Taylor for this one. Reason being, I thought Darren Till was going to win the whole way up to basically the fight. Then when I made my predictions, I decided, okay, do you know what? I just have this little bit of a gut feeling that Anthony Taylor's going to pull this off somehow. I thought he was going to come in and he was going to do like he usually does, which is, you know, attack you, clinch, work in the clinch. And I thought he was going to do that. I didn't expect Darren Till to be as good as he was. I know Darren Till's good, but I didn't expect him to be as good as he was in a boxing ring. And I expected Anthony Taylor to be a bit better. I completely forgot about the whole weight thing. I completely forgot the fact that Anthony Taylor had to come up this much and Darren Till had to go down a bit. I completely forgot to take that all into account. So I picked Anthony Taylor. And then I saw the weight concept, picked Anthony Taylor, and I went, shit, Anthony Taylor's going to lose because now Wade has picked him. And that's exactly what happened. Darren Till came out. Darren Till looked great. Putting together combos, using his jab, going forward. And you know what? The best shot Darren Till kept hitting Anthony Taylor over and over and over again repeatedly. And it is the shot that I preach for people to use, is the uppercut. The whole time watching it, I watched it with my friend Sohail, and I said to him constantly, in the Wade fight, he needs to throw an uppercut. He needs to throw an uppercut. No one ever expects or sees an uppercut coming. Darren Till, uppercut, uppercut, uppercut. Every time he threw an uppercut, it landed clean on Anthony Taylor. Anthony Taylor, no matter how many times he threw an uppercut, continued coming forward because it's one of those ones that it's out of your eyesight range. So then whenever you throw an uppercut, it is harder to dodge the uppercut. So whenever he was using it, and he was using it to full effect, he was hurting AT. And he's walking him down, and he's putting the pressure on him. Now, AT took some shots, but he got knocked down a couple times, and fair play to him, he got back up, and he continued going. But when it came to Darren Till, AT hit Darren Till with a few heavy, clean shots right on the bridge of the nose. And Darren Till just kept walking forward. There was a point where AT threw a punch, and you heard the smack of it. And it landed right here on the bridge of Darren Till's nose, and it busted his nose open. Literally busted his nose open everywhere. And Darren Till just continued to walk forward like nothing happened. Then AT connected another one on the chin. Darren Till continued to walk forward like it was nothing. We all knew Darren Till had a chin. Anyone who's watched Darren Till in the UFC, we all know he has a chin. We all know that he will just walk forward. He's a tough motherfucker, and that's it. But just seeing it every single time is just like, shit, this guy has a chin. And he just continued walking forward, and AT just didn't stand a chance, man. AT has the experience in terms of more boxing matches, but Darren Till fought at a higher level when it came to combat sports. AT fought in Bellator, Darren Till fought in the UFC, so Darren Till's just fought higher than that. And you know what? Most UFC fighters who come over to boxing, because of the different type of striking, they struggle. Darren Till came in there and he looked very, very fucking comfortable, relaxed, calm and composed in that ring, and that's the best thing. And I definitely want to see Darren Till back to have more matches on Misfits or even in the crossover boxing scene, whether it's against other MMA fighters who have come over, whether it's against athletes, whether it's against, you know, anyone that's just a good opponent for Darren Till. I'm sure he'll stick around. Maybe they want that Tommy Fury match. I don't know. Maybe he wants to fight KSI, as he called it. I don't know. But yeah, man. Overall, the event was great. We're going to talk about the KSI call out in a separate video, because KSI's fighting like a retired footballer that's like 44 years old or some shit. I don't know, man. We're going to do a whole video on it by itself nonetheless, but the Darren Till Anthony Taylor fight was great. Darren Till obviously called out Tom Fury, KSI, all this and that at the end. And yeah, hopefully he stays around the scene. Hopefully he picks out some good fighters, and hopefully we get some more fights out of him, and he signs a multi-fight deal with Misfits. But yeah, that was my overall take on the whole event. That was my breakdown. I want y'all to let me know in the comments down below what your opinions were of the entire event. What did y'all think? What did you think was the best fight of the night? What did you think was the performance of the night? What did you think of the KO of the night? Let me know all your opinions down below. But for now, this was my opinion on Misfits 20 event. I'm going to do separate videos for the Wade fight, for the KSI call out. I might even do a separate video for the Darren Till Anthony Taylor fight, or what their future holds, of what direction they go next, who they both fight next. I will do separate videos for all them. But for now, hope you all enjoyed. Let me know your opinions. Think positive. Have a good day. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next one. So, peace.